All right, my next guest has been crisscrossing all across our country over the last several months, helping to clean up Democrat-controlled cities after he walked away from the Democrat Party and became a Trump supporter. Now this week, he is helping Team Trump to show up to key battleground states to protest against all of the voter fraud that's been reported. Scott Presler now joining me. He is in the capital of Pennsylvania, one of the, I would say, the most heated, contested states. And it's the state that I've been saying for weeks since this show began, would it all come down to Pennsylvania? Scott, thank you for joining Real America again. How you doing, brother? You all right?
My pleasure. I'm here at the Harrisburg State Capitol, and you can probably hear behind me a very loud, ruckus crowd.
And that crowd is not the violent Antifa crowd. These are people just saying they want a fair vote and a fair count. These are Trump supporters peacefully protesting in the Capitol in Pennsylvania, right?
Yes, we're just fighting for truth and justice.
So you've been jumping around. I know you just hopped on a plane. Where were you before Pennsylvania? Are you planning on going to these different battleground states to kind of help out the movement?
I only caught part of that. I'm sorry. They're chanting "Stop the Steal" right now, but this is completely grassroots and organic. I tweeted this less than 24 hours ago that I was coming here to the Capitol, and hundreds showed up. Congressman Jim Jordan showed up. Congressman Scott Perry of Pennsylvania showed up. And the three things that I want to articulate we're fighting for. We're fighting to, one, stop the steal. Number two, protect the vote. And number three, I'm calling for an audit of the vote. And this is happening also Arizona, Georgia, Nevada. This is happening all across the country organically.
Yeah, and it really shows and is a testament, Scott, to Trump supporters. It's not that we don't think that the vote is real, and if it becomes a President Joe Biden, so be it. We just want to make sure it's fair and accurate, and we have seen too much inconsistencies happening. I know that you're always on social media. You've probably seen a bunch of the videos and the pictures I've seen, which Twitter and Instagram have now been deleting or suppressing or fact-checking, showing poll workers wearing Biden masks, them putting up banners in Pennsylvania and Michigan over the count rooms so people couldn't see in where they were counting. Now we hear from Project Veritas that you had United States postal workers post-marking stuff on the 3rd that came in on the 4th, even the 5th, to make sure the votes would still count, even though they were turned in late. You've got guys crumbling up ballots and throwing them away on video. And then the Sharpie incident in Maricopa County in Arizona, where they were signing ballots and giving them Sharpies to fill out their ballots with. I mean, how much more evidence do folks need on the left, too? All Americans should be upset about this. Don't you agree?
Yes, well, look, I want to make it clear. This isn't trying to affect the outcome of the election. And although there are Trump supporters, out here, I urge and encourage everybody to be out here. If you want a fair and free democratic election, then join us tomorrow at the Harrisburg State Capitol. Join us on Saturday after 12 o'clock. And guys, this is about making sure that every legal vote is counted. And ask yourself, why would anybody be against every legal vote being counted?
Yeah, Scott, I'll tell you, this actually should be, and I'm going to hope and pray, but it probably won't occur, this should be the unifying moment in the country. We've been so torn apart over the last year of this election. This could be something where Americans should come together and say, you know what, we want it fair, we want it accurate, we want every vote to count. And at the end of the day, if it's Biden or Trump, we'll then accept it, we'll move on, let's come together and move forward with this nation. I highly doubt it will happen because, as you know, being formerly of the Democratic Party, this new wing of the party is radical, they're extreme, and I highly doubt they will go for that because, as you've seen, we've already got violent protests in Portland, Washington, D.C., and other places just in the last 48 hours, where you are nice and peaceful, just asking for fairness.
Well, I want to make something very clear, too. I've spent the last couple of years registering new voters across the country. And if we allow for fraudulent, illegal votes to be counted in this election, that is voter suppression. That is voter disenfranchisement. And if you're an American voter and you voted legally, you at home should be very angry that any illegal votes would be counted in our fair democratic election. So again, I ask you all to do something. Call your congressman, call your state legislators, and ask for an audit of the vote. Every vote should be audited.
Thank you. We're going to end the interview right there. So well said. Scott Presler, thank you so much for everything that you do. Stay safe out there, okay? Please.
Thank you.
Straight ahead, right here on Real America, his amazing song, Mr. Red, White, and Blue, is shooting up the charts. Country music star Coffee Anderson joining us with a message of hope and inspiration while we all await the results of this presidential election. Don't go away.